This is question 10, the last question on paper 1 of the 2017 AS paper for biology. A lot to read to start off, but as we move through, we're going to highlight and we're going to annotate as we go. So it says AZT is a drug used to treat people infected with human immunodeficiency virus. It inhibits the enzyme that synthesizes DNA from HIV RNA. Okay, let's underline that, that's important. This does not destroy HIV in the body, but stops or slows the development of AIDS. In the past, some people who took AZT on its own eventually developed AIDS. Some of the HIV in their bodies had become resistant to AZT. That's important, let's underline it. To prevent this from happening, people infected with HIV are now treated with highly active antiretroviral therapy, otherwise known as HAART. This involves taking AZT with other anti-HIV drugs at the same time. AZT is taken in low doses. This is because people who took high doses over long periods of time suffered muscle wastage. It was found that high doses of AZT inhibit replication of mitochondria. Use information from the passage and your own knowledge to answer the questions. And the first question asks us to suggest and explain why AZT does not destroy HIV in the body, but stops or slows the development of AIDS. So basically, how is it slowing the development of AIDS if it's not destroying the virus? Well, the first thing we're going to say is that a person infected with HIV has HIV DNA in their DNA. So new HIV particles are still going to be made. However, it inhibits the reverse transcriptase, and that stops new HIV particles from forming new HIV DNA. And we could have said that that stops the destruction of more T cells so that the immune system continues to work. Suggest and explain 2 advantages of using HAART. Well, the first thing we're going to suggest is that it slows the development of AIDS. And our explanation for that is because the HIV that is resistant to AZT is still prevented from replicating by the other drugs. The other advantage we're going to suggest is that AZT continues to work as a drug. And that's because the HRT prevents the spread of AZT-resistant HIV to the rest of the human population. So that means that the AZT continues to work. And the third possible advantage would be to say that no new HIV particles are made. And this is because the HAART might actually interfere with the viral protein synthesis. And the last part of the question, suggest why high doses of AZT lead to muscle wastage. Well, it tells us in the question that people who took high doses over long periods of time suffered from muscle wastage because it inhibited the replication of mitochondria. So what we're going to say is that because there were fewer mitochondria, there was less aerobic respiration. 1 mark. And because there was less aerobic respiration, there was less ATP produced. And that's our 2nd mark. Our wording is critical here, and that was demonstrated by the fact that only 9% of students managed to score 2 marks. We cannot say that no ATP is produced, because we've just got fewer mitochondria, not no mitochondria. And also, we can never say that no energy or less energy is produced, because of course we never produce energy. ATP can be produced, but energy can't. Energy is only released. Again, be explicit and be specific in your answers. I hope this video has been of use to you. Please do leave me a comment.